Yeah, but this our league coverage, it's going to be great. It's going to be great for this season. And to kick off with ourselves and Wath Brow, because no, I'm slightly biased, and Rudy Ian will say the same. We are slightly biased, but we just both think that this derby game is most of the biggest derby in amateur rugby league.
Just a big congratulations for last weekend. What a game of rugby league that was against York Acorn. How was it?
Oh yeah, it was absolutely mad. It was like kind of, you definitely seen the best and the worst of us anyhow. And it was like a really weird game. It was a real middle challenge. It was a middles game, and that's where we're strong. You know, we have got some like real hard work and middles, that a lot of detail on the floor and whatnot. And we're a lot smaller than the rest of the teams we seem to come up against. So it's always like a real arm wrestle. And York were certainly formidable up in the middle. And so it was a real battle. And basically all the points was just scored on the scraps of that middle battle. So it was a real weird game, but there wasn't like a lot of try scored from structure. It was all like kind of scrappy stuff, but really exciting right till the very end.
Yeah, and looking across all of the Premier Division of the NCL last weekend, there was mad games all over the shop. I mean, what have you made of the start to the NCL season this year, more generally?
Yeah, well, firstly, it's brilliant to have it back, isn't it? Absolutely brilliant. What a league it is, and we'll be trying our hardest to like really get a foothold in the league this year. But yeah, our first game was at home to Hunslet Parkside, who were one of the title challengers that you would expect, especially with them just coming off the back of the Challenge Cup run, where they were absolutely fantastic. And the beat is pretty comfortable, even though that we thought that we'd done well. I don't think it was a true scoreline, but they put some points onto us. But we're sitting now, the 4 games in, they've lost 2. And then we've got Thato that were like kind of really well fancied, and they've dropped some points as well. And Siddle have dropped some points. So it's only our neighbours, Wath Brow, who are doing a fantastic job. And they look to be the only team that's really got much consistency.
And that shouldn't really come as a surprise, because when we had a couple of NCL clubs on a few weeks back, we were talking about how good it is to get it all back together again as a pan-northern competition. But it's going to be a roller coaster, isn't it? Are you anticipating that to continue?
Yeah, well, where we are as with a playing squad, we'd prefer it to be like that, obviously. And we can pick up points here and there, and then hopefully find some kind of form on the back of everybody else's inconsistencies. But yeah, it's certainly, we were talking about on Saturday afternoon with a couple of the York lads in our club after the game. I think we heard the results coming through, and just think it's quite a pretty weird start to the season. Although you've got to factor in that, I know certainly ourselves, it's looking like that we're going to have maybe 5 or 6 games before we find our feet, I would imagine, because we've got a lot of newcomers into the team. I think when we played Hunslet Parkside, we had 6 players making the debut at that level. And obviously it's a high level of rugby, and they aren't ready-made for the NCL Premier Division. So we have to like kind of be patient with them and build confidence and get them to trust in what we're asking them to do. So yeah, so it's hopefully as the season progresses, even though we've only got a small squad, and we're really in the hands of like kind of hoping that we get no injuries. But like as the season progresses, if we don't get any injuries or we get minimal injuries, then we're looking to like kind of develop as we go through the season.
I mean, this is looking like, it's going to be the first full season back since COVID. I caught up with the club a couple of times during the pandemic, because it is a cracking community club. We have to mention some great work gone on. How's the club shaping up as we head towards, fingers crossed, relative normality now?
Yeah, the club's in a good place, I think, at the moment. And one of the biggest things we've done when I kind of took the reins a couple of years ago, is we tried to change the culture at the club. Not that it was like kind of anything bad before, but we tried to change the culture in the fact that we need a little bit more commitment off the players. So we gave them a history lesson on what the club was all about and everything that had gone on before, and all these people that put their hands in and went through hardships so that we can enjoy everything that's available to us now, NCL Premier Division rugby. So we got some real buy-in, and we kind of went through a wee process where we engaged with the community as well. So loads of things going on, like litter picks in the town. A lot of the COVID work that the town council were flooded with. We took a lot of burden off the town council. We had like our Christmas lunch day where the players go in and they make the Christmas dinners for all the community. It's open to everybody, and we even took some down to like a homeless centre that's in the town. So real like kind of proper caring group of guys that are hard working and put other people before themselves. So that's kind of like what we're trying to use as like a marker for everything going forward. Yeah, some great stuff happening in community.
And do you see that vibe? I mean, I saw some of the pictures from the weekend. You can see, I mean, the vibes there on the pitch and off the pitch as well. That positive vibe at the club.
Yeah, well, we actually had on Saturday as well. We had like an old Egremont players, they're like a past players reunion. So our head of youth coach, Gary Elliott, he actually formed a group, and I think there was like 90 players in the group that all put 20 quid in. And so they would sponsor the game, and we realised how many responses he got. He had to do like a raffle to pick the man of the match and to pick the champagne moment and to pick the top tackle and all that. But I think there was everybody put the £20 in, but there was about 50 or 60 ex-players turned up. So it was a great opportunity whilst they were all there together. And there was like Alistair Leake, Alistair, who plays down at Batley. He came up from Leeds. He come and joined as ex-player of ours. Rob Purdom. So what we done while they were all there, we asked them, we asked them the question, how do you think you can help the club moving forward? And got some real positive responses. So I think we are in a really good place, club going forward. And I think everybody really appreciates the work that we're doing in the community, and really appreciates that we've got this like really hard working young squad, that we're building the future, and they're a big part of that. So yeah, I think everybody appreciates, that kind of a lot of fantastic work going on in the club.
No, great stuff. So we've got the great work going on off the pitch with a fantastic community club, and the brilliant rugby league that we've already touched upon at the start of this, the up and down nature of the NCL Premier, and that then takes us to this news about the hourly coverage this season, kicking things off on Easter Saturday with yourselves taking on Wath Brow in a bit of a local derby. Let's call it. So, I mean, what does this mean, do you think? I mean, I think it's very justified, this level of coverage, but I mean, it's fantastic though, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I know there was a couple of seasons ago that there was some games televised, and just the excitement that it generated, in the town and the surrounding areas. And I think we were on TV with the very first game that was televised. It was away at Rochdale Mayfield, and Alex Simmons, he was like he was there like stirring things up a little bit just to get, and where Rochdale came out and said that Egremont are the worst team in Cumbria, and then lo and behold, we didn't need a team talk. We went down there, we beat them comfortable, and then we had a local derby away at Kells again, and that was absolutely fantastic, to be on TV and yeah. But this hourly coverage, it's going to be great. It's going to be great for this season, and to kick off with ourselves and Wath Brow, because no, I'm slightly biased, and Rudy will say the same. We are slightly biased, but we just both think that this derby game is most of the biggest derby in amateur rugby league. It's absolutely huge.
It's a friendly derby as well, because when I speak to yourselves and Kells and Wath Brow, you're all doing the same things. You're all building the communities up and centering it on rugby league, which is a positive, I think we can all say.
Yeah. But if you imagine like where we are, like geographically, ourselves and Wath Brow, Kells, Hensingham and Seaton have joined us now in the NCL, and then there's the South Cumbria teams. But where we are geographically, it's not too far from Sellafield nuclear plant, and most of the guys all work there. So like they're friends off the field, but they've got this real like kind of loyalty towards the clubs, and it's absolutely great. It is great, but like even when the final whistle goes, it's a bit of banter, a bit of bragging rights, and but they're all buying each other a pint. So it's I just think it's fantastic, absolutely fantastic, and a real high level of rugby as well, obviously.